Guys, Nick here with Gear Nut, and we're going to be taking a look at a new flashlight company on the channel. Now this is Armytek, and Armytek sent down the Prime C2 Pro for us to review and check out. So big thank you to Armytek for sending this thing down. This thing is freaking sweet. It has the lowest lows that I've ever seen in any flashlight. Hands down, the lowest lows. It has 11 different modes. It's got a battery meter that you can have constantly blinking every 5 seconds when the light's off. You can turn that off if you want. And in the user manual, it tells you how to do all of these things. The battery meter is one of the things that I really look for in a flashlight. It's got a magnetic charger. So you can charge the flashlight just like that. Super easy to use. You know, you can see it flickering around because this flashlight is dirty. I really should clean it up. But, you know, when I test things out, they get dirty, and I want to show you that. So, this light is pretty freaking sweet. So, if you're in the market for a flashlight that runs on an 18650 battery, you're definitely going to want to check out the Prime C2 Pro by Armytek. And a big thank you to Armytek for sending this down. This thing's awesome. Now it comes with a 18650 that's a flat top and unregulated. And if you're into flashlights, you probably realize that this thing's got some seriously sick turbos then, because unregulated batteries and you're rocking a premium Cree XHP35 LED, yeah, this thing's going to get seriously bright. And it does. So the battery it comes with is a Armytek brand 18650 lithium ion 3.7 volt rechargeable, 11.8 watt hour, and 3200 milliamps. Pretty awesome. And you're probably looking at this, and the first time I took it apart, I was like, what the heck is that? There's 2 O-rings. And that is one of the best things about this flashlight. It's IPX68 waterproof. Now, what that means is this thing is dustproof and it is waterproof. I'm struggling here. Let me get a better hold of this flashlight. There we go. But they claim that this thing is waterproof down to 10 meters for 5 days. And with double O-rings, yeah, that's probability is probably there. That is actually plausible. In all the waterproof tests I've done on this, it hasn't failed a single one. So it is waterproof. I'll tell you that. I will vouch for that. And the impact meter resistance is going to be 10 meters impact resistant. This thing is one tough flashlight. I've done a lot of different drops on it, and when it lands on this stainless steel bezel up here, it doesn't even mark it. It's really, really weird. The coating on here is not a Type 3 hard anodized coating. It feels like an AR-15 barrel. It feels like a black oxide coating, and their technical specification of the coating is a premium anti-slip matte surface treatment. Now, with this treatment, it is extremely easy to get a hold of this flashlight and not slip, even when it's wet. It's pretty freaking sweet. It has a TIR lens system, and the lens system is very unique. It's got a hole in the center so you can see the LED. It reminds me of a donut or a flat washer, right? Because it's got all this TIR lens built around it with a hole in the center that the LED comes out of. Now that gives you a very unique beam pattern because it has a hot spot but yet a bunch of spill. So it gives you a great situational awareness. This is a great, actually let me cancel that. This is a fantastic everyday carry light. There's only one thing that I would change, and that's the pocket clip, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But this is a fantastic everyday carry light. It'll fit in your pocket, it'll fit in your jacket, it'll fit in a purse if you're a girl, or it'll fit in a man bag if you're a man. It's just a great light, and it's micro USB, or not micro USB, but USB magnetically chargeable, so it just keeps getting better and better. Now, the battery meter on the side is one thing that some people have talked about and said, I don't know if I like the battery meter constantly blinking when the light's off. Well, it turns out they call it a multicolor state indication light. And you can turn that off. If that bothers you, all you have to do is unscrew this a half a turn. Jeez, I screwed that on tight. Push down and tighten and loosen while holding down. And that is how you turn on and off your multicolor state indication light. Man, that's a mouthful. So then you just turn it back and make your contact to your battery, and there you go, it's off. Now when it's off, if you push and hold and you turn on your little firefly modes, and it looks like it's off, right? But it's not. That's how low that lowest mode is. Just look at this. Now you're gonna see a couple blinks. So you see like 2 or 3 blinks of your battery meter when you first turn on your light in your little firefly mode. So I'll turn it off. When you press on the button, it turns red, and I like to see that because it lets you know that you have pressed down and are holding and the button is being depressed. And it'll cycle through all those little fireflies. So let's do a single press. 1, 2, and I believe that second one is the last one. I don't think it goes another blink. But after that, it turns off. So you don't have to worry about that, and it gives you only your low modes. So you can push and cycle through. I'm not sure if that's going to activate your battery meter again. So it does. So every time you touch this, it's going to activate 2 cycles of your battery meter, and then you're good. Which is pretty cool. You know, the firefly modes are very, very unique. So your lowest mode here is going to, it's going to be the super low. So this is your Firefly 1, and this is 0.13 lumens. It's almost 1/10 of a lumen. It is low, and that runs for 200 days. Pretty freaking sweet, right? Now your next one up from that is another low. Now this is 1.58 lumens for 40 days. The next one up from that is 5.6 lumens for 12 days. You can just single tap, turns it on and turns it off. It's got mode memory. It memorizes every single one of these settings, which is pretty cool. Now your double tap is going to take you to your main modes. So let's go down to the lowest. Now this is going to be the lowest main. This is main 1. This is 33 lumens for 50 hours. Press and hold. Goes up to main 2, 168 lumens for 10.5 hours. Press and hold, and it goes up to main 3, 390 lumens for 4 hours. Now as soon as you enter your main modes, your multicolor state indication light is going to constantly blink when the flashlight is on. The Firefly modes are the only ones that it's not going to blink. It's only going to blink twice in Firefly, and then it's going to turn off, and when the light's off, it doesn't blink. So when multicolor state indication is off or on, that's what you're going to get. Now, mine's off right now. We'll just switch it back because I actually like having that blink all the time. It just makes finding the flashlight that much easier. So after you get to your mains, this is where I really, really like what I'm seeing. Did I turn that on? I'm pretty sure I turned that on. Down, 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 down. There you go. Go. Blink. There we go. So obviously I didn't twist it backwards far enough. I probably went, you know, a 5th or a 6th of a turn instead of a 4th of a turn. So you do have to give it a fair twist every time you want to switch those modes. So now let's get into the turbos, and then we'll go to strobe. So turbos is going to be 3 clicks, which is really nice because you can activate. So let's say we're in main. This is a main one. You know, this is going to be a general purpose level, but let's say I want a turbo and I want it right now. I don't have to turn the light off and do 3 clicks. I can actually just do 3 clicks and I'll get straight to a turbo. Or let's go back down, and then you can do 3 clicks from off and it'll go straight to a turbo. Now there's 2 turbos. There's a turbo 1, which is 880 lumens for 1.7 hours, and that uses the direct power from the battery. Now that flat top unrestricted cell is going to give you 880 lumens. That's just how that works. But turbo 2, this is getting warm, so we're going to have to hurry this up. Press down and hold, it cycles up to turbo 2. Now that battery runs through a booster technology, so it goes from the battery and it gets boosted up into the LED, and that gives you 1,580 lumens for 1 hour. Now, this light gets extremely hot when you do that. Just that short period of time got this light to, that's not right, 105 degrees Fahrenheit, actually. So, those 2 turbo modes are not going to be a extended period runtime. You're definitely gonna have to run those for just a little bit, let the light cool down. If you don't do that, this little battery light right here is gonna blink, and it's gonna blink 3 times in orange. That's gonna let you know that it's getting really warm, and it's giving you a warning. And then it's gonna blink 3 times red, and that's gonna let you know that it's critically hot. And then it's gonna start downgrading your light output for you, and until this light cools down. But if you're not wearing gloves, you're going to turn it off because it's going to get very uncomfortable in your hand. This thing does get extremely hot. I got it up to 121 degrees before I couldn't hold it anymore. That was just too hot, and I was holding it clear back here. So it's actually a pretty cool light. Strobe warning, we're going to click this 4 times. It's going to go into a strobe. There's 3 sets of strobes. Well, actually, there's 2 1 hertz and 1 10 hertz. I consider a 10 hertz a strobe and a 1 hertz a signal, or an SOS or a beacon. So, strobe warning, here we go. Well, let me click it enough times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Come on, gear nut. It's hard to click that like that. Let's try it this way. So, there we go. So this is, let's cycle through. Let's get to the worst one first. Let's get this one out of the way. Now, this is your 10 hertz strobe. This is strobe number 3. It's 1,580 lumens for 2 hours. This is going to be strobe, or actually, I don't want to call it a strobe. I want to call this like a signal. Now, this is going to be a 1 hertz strobe of 1,580 lumens for 5 hours. And now, let's do the last one. The last one right here is going to be a 1 hertz strobe for 168 lumens for 52 hours. Now, I don't really consider 1 hertz a strobe. You know, you guys seen that it's very friendly, you know. So I would classify that as 2 beacons and 1 strobe. It is a little bit of a challenge to get to the strobes, but what's nice about this Armytek Prime C2 Pro is the memory works on every single function or level of this light. So if you like a strobe and you want it to be just a strobe, then it'll turn on in strobe. It memorizes whatever you turned it off in. Now, that being said, you can actually set this to tactical mode, and I believe this is something I don't really do. I believe you press the button down and loosen it and let up, and then tighten it, and now we're still in general. So how you do this is you loosen it, you press the button down, you tighten it, and you let up. So that's how you get it into tactical mode. The other way is how you put it back into general. Now what that does is it turns your light switch right here, your side switch, into a momentary switch. And whatever mode you left it in, it's going to be locked in, and it's only going to access momentary. So no matter how many times you click that, it's going to just be on momentarily. Now if you push this and you turn it and let up and turn it back, now you're back into general. And let's get out of that, shall we? There we go. That's a little more user-friendly. So Armytek, I absolutely love what you're doing. I think that there's a light output on this flashlight for just about anybody. You do get 2 extra O-rings here, which is really nice to see. You do get a pocket clip, and we're going to talk about that. And you get a belt pouch. And the belt pouch, I absolutely love this belt pouch. It's very small, it's very sleek. It's got a little D-ring, it's got a little belt loop sewn on there. And it's got these nice elastic sides that really pinch down on the light. I absolutely love that. That's fantastic. So let's get to the one thing I would change, Armytek. When you click on your belt, your pocket clip, I guess you should say. Let's slide this out of the way. Whew. That light's warm. You can smell it. So the problem I ran into with this is when you clip this into your pocket, like so, your material slides up and it hits this ledge. And that makes it so you have to pull your pocket out or push the light in and get it so it fully seats into the pocket clip. So I think we should probably have you guys redesign that pocket clip a little bit without this ledge. I understand it has to be protruding because of this tail cap. The main body tube is recessed, so it does have to have that, but maybe we could include a little ramp on the underside so that your material flows up and through. I absolutely love how deep this pocket clip is. I love the size of it. I just would like to see that the pocket clip gets that one change so that it doesn't just try to clip that far on your pocket, because you'll probably lose the light if that doesn't get changed and you just clip it that far. I could see myself losing this light. But once I fully seat this into my pocket, I do that extra little step, it's perfectly comfortable. Absolutely love it. It pulls out of the pocket really fast, really easy, but putting it back into the pocket is a little finicky sometimes. You can adapt and get used to it, but I think that we could redesign this pocket clip and it would make this light perfect. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Let's take this out in the backyard. Let's do the mains and 2 turbos, no strobe and no firefly. My neighbors probably aren't gonna like strobe. And the firefly is just so low, I don't know if my camera would pick it up. So stay tuned for that, but all in all, this is a fantastic flashlight. I absolutely love it. It's tough, it's durable, it's got a really awesome, very serviceable finish. The finish hasn't come off yet, and I'll keep you guys posted on this. This is gonna get some use. This is gonna get some heavy use, and we'll do a follow-up video on this. But I absolutely love the little machining that they've done underneath, helps you find the button. It's just a fantastic light. So stay tuned, we'll take it out in the backyard and check it out. But highly recommended. If you want a great EDC light, this thing's freaking awesome. So stay tuned.
Alright, so we're out here in the backyard, and as you guys can see, that button is actually blinking, and it makes it pretty easy to find that in the middle of the night. So this is going to be your main one, you know, and it's very usable. Definitely has a really nice warm color to it. And press and hold. This is main 2. You can start reaching over to the other yard, stuff like that. There's a cat back there. Press the button, hold it up. It's going to go to main 3. Now, this is the mode that I usually leave this flashlight in. It's just one of the most usable. It's a really high output, and it doesn't get extremely hot. It gets warm, but it doesn't get extremely hot. You turn it off and you triple click. Now this is going to be, I believe, Turbo 1. That's Turbo 2. So Turbo 1, it lights up that tree. It starts going over to the neighbor's yard. You know, you push and hold. This is going to be Turbo 2. This is going to have the boost technology in it. And this is where the light really starts to get warm quickly. And then it starts to get hot. But as you can see, it puts out a tremendous amount of light. It's just very, very impressive. So, Armytek, I really dig what you guys are throwing out there and really what you guys are making. This is a fantastic light. It's got a very beautiful color to it. You can see that there's just kind of a, I don't know, it's got more of a warmer reddish tint to it. I don't want to say pinkish, but a little warmer tint to it. And this light is starting to get extremely warm. So, hope you enjoyed the video, and definitely check this out. It's getting real windy. I'll check you guys later.